Okay, so Jasmine Reeds tagged me in this. So I'm gonna tag 3 people right after this video ends because that's what she did. So Booktok Hot Seat. How long was your longest reading slump? I think it was last year, and it was literally like 2 months long where I would pick up books and then I would put them down and I could not, like, I would read one page and then it'd be like, fuck, can't read it, can't read a thing. What's the next question? What is your least favorite type of book talk video? Just because you don't like this book doesn't make you any better than any of us. Just whenever I hear that, it's like somebody got irked because somebody didn't like their favorite book. And it's like, look, there are people that don't like my favorite book. That's okay. That's completely fine. My favorite book is my favorite book. That just makes it more special. But it's really frustrating when you see a book talk video like, I've seen a lot of people that don't like this book, and that's fucking crazy to me. And I'm like, ooh, relax. Let's analyze this. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe the author had some issues. Maybe the author had their hand in that. Maybe it's just something problematic. Or, maybe people they just don't like the book, and that's okay. That's completely fine. What's the next one? Do you ever delete TikToks because they don't get enough views? No, but I will delete TikToks every once in a while. If I go back and watch it and then I'm like, this wasn't coming across as what I thought it was, and it might offend somebody and I don't want to offend somebody, then I'll delete it. Or it'll be like, the lip sync is out of touch. Or if I just didn't like the video, I'll sometimes just delete videos and I'll be like, ooh, I was so cringe. Who let me do that? How come nobody messaged me? Next one. Where do you usually buy books, and how do you decide what books to buy? I usually get my books from Barnes and Noble, but lately I've been trying to get them from book boxes. But when I would get them from Barnes and Noble, what I usually do is I'll look at the cover, and then what I'll do is I'll try to see the blurbs, see what authors gave them a blurb. And there was a few books where I was like, Aiden Thomas gave them a blurb. And that was just an instant buy for me, where I was like, Aiden Thomas gave you a blurb. Cool. Or sometimes I'll read the first paragraph. And if the first paragraph is enough to entice me, then I'll read the second one. But there are certain things and certain genres or certain just books that I'm like, no, I won't read it. And that's not the book's fault. It's just my fault. I'll read the paragraph. It'll be a super pretty cover, super popular book. And I'm like, I can't do it. I can't get myself to do it. The next question. Do you ever skim while reading a book? If yes, when? All the fucking time. After reading the Crescent City books, and there's somebody's favorite book, and maybe I'm doing the thing that I said that I hated earlier in the video, but there was just so much info dumping. It got to the point where I was like, SJM will remind me. If this is really important information, then SJM will remind me. If I don't remember, I'm at this point. I used to be the person that's like, I need to know every single detail about a book. So I would reread pages and reread pages. I still kind of do that for certain books. I'll still do it. But sometimes I'm like, no, you wasted my time. I'm going to keep reading. If I don't understand, I'll figure it out later. I'll ask somebody later. So then I'll just skim through books. And then when it's like a really important scene, I'll start to slow down and then really get into it. But if it's just like a character going on and on and on and on and on for like 10 pages and they're saying the same thing, I'm like, please stop. Please stop. I'm skimming through all this because you're not adding anything new. You're not adding anything to the conversation. How many of these am I supposed to do? Are your in real life friends readers? If applicable, is your partner a reader? My partner is a reader, but all my real life friends aren't readers, if that makes sense. So my partner likes to read, but all my friends usually don't like to read. They'll read like nonfiction, but it's like so far and few in between. Like, not as a hobby. They'll just read it every once in a while for personal development. Next. What percentage of your TBR comes from Booktok suggestions? I think a lot. Like, a lot of my TBR comes from Booktok suggestions. I'm so easily, like, influenced by marketing. And, like, I'll hear a description about a book or, like, an indie book on TikTok Shop. And I'll be like, that looks really good. That cover looks really good. And that sounds really good. And some of that artwork looks really good. And I think I kind of want to read it, but like sometimes I'll wait and I'll actually like wait before buying. And sometimes I'll be like, purchase, add to cart, add to cart. And then sometimes like if I see one of my Booktok friends reads a book, I'm like, I want to read that now. I've done that before where like while I'm waiting for a video to upload, it'll usually have you like in the following section. So then I'll just swipe through videos. And that's usually when I'm uploading a video. That's when I like go through most of like my friends' videos and I get updated because some of my videos are like 10 minutes long. So they take a long time to update. So then I'm like going through, liking, looking through reviews like, oh, I'd like that. Oh, that's funny. Oh, I'd like this. Oh, this is funny. So then most of my book recs from like indie authors usually come from like the following page where I'm just like scrolling through until my video like finally uploads, if that makes sense. What is one of your Booktok pet peeves? Booktok. I think one of my biggest pet peeves is when somebody goes, if you like this author, you're a terrible person. And it's like, I don't think that's fair because the author can be a terrible person. But some of these people that are reading these books can be lovely people. And like some of my best friends I've made on TikTok and some of my best friends that I've made on this app were from Booktok. So it's really not fair to say if you read or you like XYZ author, then you're a terrible person. And it's like, I understand the the how do you say it? Kind of like the baggage that comes with reading a specific author, especially if you're supporting them. But it's also not fair to call these people terrible people all the time because some of these people are really lovely and they have beautiful hearts. You just have to get to know them. And I don't think anybody's really changing any minds when they're saying you're a terrible person if you like this author when you don't get to know these people. You know what I mean? Like, you got to get to know these people. You don't know if these people are terrible just because they read this author. So I think that's like one of my biggest pet peeves. Okay, so I'm going to do Chelsea, Amanda, Hannah, and Katie. I'm going to make y'all do this. Congrats, it's y'all turn.